YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Barber coming back at you with another haircut tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be doing a taper and beard fade. I like to begin by brushing or combing out my client's hair. Shout out to Still 2 Comb for this dope comb you see me using. And really all I'm trying to achieve here is I'd like to get the hair to all lay in its natural direction. So now that I got everything laid down, I'm going to jump right in with my ANDIS SLIMLINE Pro LI, and I'm going to begin to create my first guideline, which is going to be my bald guideline. So now that my bald guideline has been created, I'm going to completely bald it out using my BABYLISSPRO Foil FX02. And you're going to notice that when I get towards the top of that guide, I'm using the flick out motion. I'm even using the single foil on this side because it's such a small area to work in. I don't want to set any harsh guideline in with the shaver. So now that I clean that up, I'm going to jump right in with my WAHL magic clip with the original fade blade, and I'm going to begin to set and create my next guideline. Alright, so now that guide's been created with the lever open, I'm now going to close my lever and begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up towards the top of that guide. But as I work my way up, I'm going to open my lever little by little. So by the time I hit the top, I'd say I opened my lever about 3, maybe 4 times. And by the 4th or 3rd time, you should see that guide blending out. And little by little, as you work your way up, opening that lever as you do, you're going to notice that guide's moving up with you. But that's okay, because that's exactly what we're looking for. Again, by the time we reach the 3rd, 4th time opening the lever, that guide will be completely blended out. So now that I trusted the process and I went through it, I'm going to do a little detail work in the area that we just blended out. So right here you're going to see that I use a lot of the corner of my blade. Sometimes I'll use the full blade. But typically in a little area like this, you're going to want to use the corner of your blade so you're not as committed and you don't run a risk of knocking in some type of weight line that you don't want to try to blend out later. So right where I just showed you, I noticed that my clipper wasn't removing the weight from the shaver to the close guard position. So I'm just cleaning up with my ANDIS SLIMLINE Pro LI that I originally set that guide with. And whatever you set the guide with, and if you notice that it wasn't removed with the clipper, you could go ahead and clean it up with the same tool that you set it with. Alright, so now that I have that blended out, I'm going to jump right back in with my WAHL magic clip, but this time I'm using the taper blade. So I'm coming in with the WAHL #1 color guard with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to set and create my next guideline, giving myself the same amount of space that I gave myself with the previous guide because I want to keep everything consistent with this taper. Alright, so now that my guide was created with the lever open, just like the previous guide, I'm now going to close my lever and begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up towards the top of that guide, opening my lever as I work my way up. Something to keep in mind though is typically the one fully closed leaves a slight bit of weight, but that's okay because I'm going to show you how to remove that in the next step. Alright, so now it's time to remove that weight that I was talking about left behind by the one close. So I'm going to come in with my WAHL magic clip with my WAHL half color guard with the lever fully open, and I'm going to begin to attack right above the weight that I see. Again, that's right above the weight that I see. And then you're going to see that I use the fade down process to remove it, meaning I'm going to close my lever as needed, working my way down until that guide's completely blended out. So now that that's blended out, I'm gonna come in with my WAHL 1.5 premium guard with the lever open, and just like I just demonstrated to the camera, I'm gonna use that flick out motion when I set in the top of this guide. And the reason for that is I'm trying to connect this taper into the length on top already. I already know that I'm not going to achieve it right here, but what I'm doing is I'm setting and I'm creating a foundation for what I'm going to bring in later, and it's going to allow me less work. So once that guide set in with the lever open, I'm now going to close my lever and begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up to the top of that guide that I just set. Alright, so right here I'm noticing some weight left behind by that 1.5 premium guard being closed. So naturally I'm going to come clean it up with the guard right beneath it, which happens to be my WAHL #1 color guard. So I'm going to come in with my lever fully open, and I'm going to begin to attack right above the weight that I see. Again, that's right above the weight that I see. And I'll remove it by using that fade down process, closing my lever as needed until that guide's completely blended out. So now that my side taper is done, since I'm in this area and the camera's already angled this way, I'm gonna jump right into the beard work. So we're literally gonna get ready to repeat the same exact steps. So we're not going to set and create a bald guideline, we're actually going to use the one that was already set and created with the side taper. So we're going to come in with our WAHL magic clip with the lever fully open and create our first guide. So now that you've seen my guide was created, now you see I'm closing my lever and I'm working my way up. And little by little as I work my way up, I'm going to continue to close my lever until I completely blend out that guide. So now that that's blended out, I'm going to jump in with my WAHL #1 color guard with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to set and create my next guideline. So the only difference here than the side taper is we're fading up instead of down. So once my guide has been set, I'm now going to close my lever and I'm going to come in right above where I just left off with the lever fully open and work my way up and try to blend that out the best that I can. And typically the one closed tends to leave weight behind, just like on the haircut. So I'm going to come in with my WAHL half color guard, and I'm going to come in with the lever fully open, and I'm going to begin to attack right below that weight that I see. And we're going to go below this time and fade upwards because that's what needs to be done. So I'm going to attack right below the weight that I see with the lever open, and I'm going to use that fade down process, so I'll close my lever as needed and blend up. So now that that's blended out, I'm going to come in with my WAHL 1.5 premium guard, and I'm now going to begin to set and create my next guide. You are going to notice that this isn't really setting in a guide that's going to need blended out, but I'm still going to cut it in a guide structure so I keep everything consistent with this blend. So once I clean it up with the lever fully open, then again, just like the previous guide, you're going to see that I close my lever and I begin to blend right from where I just left off with the lever fully open up with the lever closed. So right here I want to jump in and clean up a little with my ANDIS SLIMLINE Pro LI. And the reason why I like to clean this area up is because just like when I'm doing a neck taper, when I get through my 1.5 guard, I like to clean the line up because it gives me a perspective of how my blend's looking and any blemishes will begin to pop out. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just cleaning up the back edge up of his beard. You can see I'm keeping it really nice and sharp, but consistent and natural as possible. So now that I clean that up, I got an overlook of everything. I'm coming in with my WAHL #2 premium guard with the lever open, and now I'm just knocking down all the bulk and weight that I see. This is gonna be the desired length. So once I clean everything up with the lever fully open, you'll see that I'll close my lever more towards that area that I just left off with the 1.5 fully open, and I'll begin to clean up a little in that area. So now that my blend's coming together on his beard, I'm gonna take my foil shaver, and right in the area that you see me going in, what I'm doing is I'm knocking down any weight that I see so I could give the same look that I just gave his side taper. I want a really clean, smooth transition from completely bald to stubble into the blend that I just gave him on his beard. So right here I have my WAHL #1 color guard with the lever fully open, and I'm just knocking down the weight. Typically this is a good length for any client that likes to have a mustache but doesn't like that really bulky look. So I always come in with the lever fully open with the #1 color guard, and it usually gives a nice overall appearance to the mustache area. So right here you see I'm cleaning up underneath his neckline, and I'm using my ANDIS SLIMLINE Pro Li to do so. And one thing I want to say about this tool is when it's properly set, it's a hitter. And so it gives me a really close clean cut, almost like a shaver would. I mean, it's damn near close. So by me using this tool in this sensitive area for my client, it allows me to knock everything down and come through with my foil shaver and clean it up really smoothly without irritating his skin. Alright, so now that my blend's coming together, I'm going to start to line his beard out with the straight razor. And typically I like to dry shave. For those of you that follow me, I'm sure you've noticed that. But my client has stubble all the way to the highest point of his cheekbone. So in order for me to allow this portion of the service to be comfortable, I felt like it was necessary to apply shave gel on my client. So that's just what you saw me do. So anytime that I go in with my blade, before I even allow it to touch my client's skin, I stretch his skin. And I can't stress that enough, how important it is to stretch the skin. You're gonna notice before I put the blade down, I stretched the skin. The blade left my client's skin. Before I allowed it to touch him again, I re-stretched the skin. So what you're seeing me do here is I'm cleaning up all that stubble that I talked about on his cheekbone area. And for me, this is just what I like to do. I like to come in and knock down and remove all the bulk. And then I like to pay attention and give detail to the shape up and the lineup that I want to give them. So now I'm beginning to create that. And you could see that I'm keeping it very natural. I'm not dropping it down very low. I'm giving a clean, natural look to his arch. And my client does like that fuller look. He just likes that fuller look with a nice blend to it. So that's exactly what I'm giving him. Alright, since I just walked you through the side taper and the beard taper, these are going to be the same exact steps that we just took with both of those. So I'm not going to walk you through them, but I want you to walk yourself through them. And if you could follow along and you know step by step, get active in that comment section below and let me know that you're with the system. If you're not getting it, get active in that comment section below and let me know what you're struggling on, so maybe we could help focus on that and get you past it. Alright, real quick before I let you ride out to this really dope smooth beat, I just want to say shout out to Tito Beats. I say it all the time, I'll say it again, I appreciate you, my boy. I'm gonna leave his link in the description. Make sure to go check his channel out. Not only check it out, smash that subscribe button and get active in his comment section and let him know that the Barber sent you. He's constantly lacing your boy with these really dope beats, and they set a really excuse me, they set a really dope tone and vibe to these tutorials. So again, I appreciate you, my boy. I also want to say shout out to my subscribers. Yes, shout out to you. Shout out to you. We just hit 12K. This community is growing, y'all, and it feels really dope. I appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you that made it to this portion of this video, shout out to you. Smash that like button right now and let me know in that comment section below. And I'm rocking with you. I really put a lot of thought and heart and everything I can into these tutorials. And when you guys give me feedback and let me know that I'm doing something right and that it's working for you, man, it really does something for me. So I just, again, I want to say shout out to all 12,000 of you. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Alright, so now we're going to begin the shear portion of this haircut. And my client only wants a little bit more than his tips removed, so it's going to be a really basic trim. So right here you see my wife's spraying his hair. Clearly we could all see that that's not me, or I would hope that you guys would know that's not me. But anyways, my wife, she's wetting the hair to gain a little bit of control over it. And so I decided that I'm not going to walk you through this portion of the haircut tutorial just like I didn't through this last taper part. And the reason being is I've been doing a lot of shear work on my channel, and this right here is a basic trim. And so I want to see if you guys could follow along through it and know the process that she's doing and she's taking to achieve this overall look. And if there's somebody here watching right now that gets stuck or doesn't know, or they're just lost and they're not getting it, this is where I want you to get active in that comment section below, and I want you to let me know what you're struggling on. If you let me know what you're struggling on, I care enough to make a tutorial behind it to help you with it. So take full advantage of it. If she's doing something right now that you guys just aren't comprehending, let me know, because this is about as basic as it gets. And so we need to make sure that you're able to get through this so I could start bringing you guys some more advanced techniques and dope stuff. Because when I say it's only gonna get doper from here, I mean that.
ANDIS production.
Alright, so right here I'm going to do some clipper over comb so I could bestly connect that blend into the length on top. And so right here what I'm showing you is that weight that I'm looking to remove so I can connect that. And so you're going to notice that I'm using a WAHL #1 color guard on my magic clip. I do have the blade closed, but I am using the guard. And I say this a lot, with the guard it's allowing me a little more room for error. And I just showed you guys exactly what it was that I was looking to remove, and it wasn't a whole lot. And so I don't want to come in and start knocking chunks out of his head like I might if I came in with no guard with the lever closed. So by me using this guard, it's a safety net for me, and I'm extremely comfortable with clipper over comb. And even then, I still like to take precautions and make my work a lot easier for myself. So now that I got my man product up, styled out, here is a look at the final cut, y'all. I think it's a really clean look from my client. I feel like it suits him really well. And real quick, I just want to say shout out to my client right here. I appreciate you, my boy. I appreciate your support behind this chair and behind this screen, because I know you're watching right now. So thank you, my dude. If you got anything useful out this, I ask that you smash that like button. If you're new to my channel, I suggest you stick around. It's only gonna get doper from here. I got a really dope giveaway for y'all, so I hope you stay tuned for that. Make sure you turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of it. Again, I appreciate y'all. Be blessed and be a blessing. I'm out.